large cages were featured in an episode of Quantum Leap, in which Scott Bakula leapt into the body of a chimpanzee in a research center. And would you believe that this lake on my side was the entire Pacific Ocean for the McHale's Navy series? There's kind of a legend around the studio that the McHale's Navy crew left some underwater explosives in that lake. I have never seen one though. I come out here every day.
And also on my side of the tram, you see a small body of water coming up here. What you're looking at is the entire Pacific Ocean. Well, you believed it was the entire Pacific Ocean when you watched McHale's Navy with Ernest Borgnine back in the mid-1960s, because this is all they ever used to represent the Pacific Ocean for that series. Now, for many years, there has been a legend about underwater mines left over from the filming of McHale's Navy that are in this area still. Personally, I have never seen one go off, but we do have to say that, just to be on the safe side. Uh-oh. We just saw one of them go off. You have to watch out for those. They are rather unpredictable.
Oh, we got a little water up here. This happens all the time. Big dip in the road, it fills up with water. We drive right on through. Don't worry, the water's not that deep for most of you. It's just going to come up to your necks. You'll still be able to breathe, okay?
Uh-oh, this could be a problem. Gary, they took the bridge away and they didn't tell us, which means we're going to have to part these waters with a miracle. Waters, please, part.
Ten Commandment one, look at that.
I know, pretty amazing, but it's not that amazing really. It's a recreation of the Red Sea, inspired by the Paramount film The Ten Commandments, which starred Charlton Heston.
Yes, folks, we have parted the waters here at Universal Studios. This is not actually the way the waters were parted in either Ten Commandments films from Cecil B. DeMille, but in the 1923 silent version, he took a frozen block of gelatin, split it down the center, and separated, then melted it back together, and then by reversing the film, it made it look as if the Red Sea was parted.
The wind opens the sea!
God opens the sea with the blast of his nostrils.
Now in front of the Red Sea you see that large wooden ark. That's Noah's Ark from the Chevy Chase movie Fletch Lives. In the sequel to Fletch visits an amusement park in the Deep South. It's called Bible Land. And that was part of Bible Land for Fletch Lives. But right now we're going to take you through the Red Sea. So everybody remain in your seats and pick up those personal possessions off the floor of the tram, because there is always the chance we could get just a little bit wet. So if you got anything on the tram you don't want to be wet.
Now have a seat as we go through the Red Sea and take a lot of pictures, because this may be the only chance we have to take a picture at sea level without getting wet.
Always remember, water could be right around the corner.
We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you.
We're making our way out of the Red Sea. Now take a look off to the driver's side of the tram. You see these large black plastic bags. These are set pieces we call flats. Now, when we're done with the production, we break down the sets into smaller pieces called flats. We cover them with black plastic, and we just store them in this area until we need them again. You can pretty much tell what the productions are by reading the spray paint on the fronts of those bags. Those bags that say Simpson's House are for Child's Play Part 2, the sequel to Child's Play. You remember that movie starred Chucky the Killer Doll? Well, they're making Child's Play Part 2 right now. We just finished it a couple of weeks ago.
My baby says you're traveling on the one after 909. I said move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. I said move over. don't be cold as ice. Said you're driving on the one after 909. I begged her not to go, and I begged her on my bended knee. You're only fooling around, only fooling around with me.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Maggie Heath.
And up here on the driver's side, what do we have here? A sign that says Amity Island welcomes you. Do you guys remember what happened in Amity back in 1975? Yeah, some people were attacked by a giant shark. Jaws. They never caught the shark. The lake has been banned on my side. No fishing allowed.
You heard of Amity, you probably heard about the shark problem that we have, but take a look over on the right-hand side of the tram. We solved the problem because we caught the pesky shark. There he is hanging up.
Really a pretty area. There are sharks here. I don't know why. I don't know where they come from.
We know, folks, it's Sunday, and I think I read somewhere that sharks don't feed on Sundays, so there's nothing to worry about. Because look, George is out there fishing. Certainly George would not be fishing in his boat if there was a real live shark. What are you guys pointing at? What are you doing? Aha!
Everybody say hi to Jorge. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Jorge! I love saying that. It's just fun to say. How you doing? Oh, look at all the work that they're doing out there. There's a lot of set dressing here for the cream. They've been here on just a couple of days. George has been here for years. The Fill the Water has been here as long as...
What? What are y'all pointing at? What's the matter? That, folks, that's not what it looks like. That is, that's just, it's Flipper, the friendly dolphin. We have nothing to worry about. Where'd he go?
Help, help, help!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe not Flipper.
George, there's a shark coming right at you. George left the boat, though. There's a shark coming right at you. George? George, look out! Poor George. Poor George. He had a lot of guts. Oh, there they are. Little pups are looking better. Goodbye, old shark.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
George? Oh, it took a lot of guts to fish in those waters. And there they are.
Thank you for playing, George. Here's a lovely party gives for you. An arm, a leg. Yeah, well, thanks. Good effort, thank you. He's dead now. George is now a shark sandwich. It's too late to help him. Maybe we should concentrate on helping ourselves. You see that flotation device on the end of the pier? It's baited and hooked. Just waiting for that shark to take a bite. Yeah, we got him this time. He took the bait. Oh, he took the pier, too. Well, it's a good thing he's swimming in the other direction.
Okay, grab the bait on the barrel. We can track it. We got the problem. That gas pump came loose. It's spraying gas on the dock. Somehow that gas got ignited and now we have a fire. Well, if anybody has hot dogs and marshmallows, break them out now. Hey guys, you should know that sharks are attracted to fire.
Cardboard. Whoa, look out, it's a shark! Whoa!
See?
Well, nothing like having a shark come up and spit in your face.
And that straw is presented by Ocean Spray.
Now sometimes that pesky mollusk is a little too quick for people, so if you want another picture, keep your cameras turned to the right, and you can grab a shot of the only shark on the west coast that can do the backstroke. There he goes. That shark worked a lot better than the mechanical shark worked in the movie Jaws. When they brought that animatronic shark out to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and they put him in the water for the very first time, he immediately sank to the bottom, which prompted the production crew to nickname the troubled movie Flaws. Think about it, you guys will get it.
Now, where'd the shark go? Where'd the shark go?
He went back under the water.
Oh!
Jaws will be thrilled to know that a fully restored, digitally remastered version of Jaws is now available for the first time on Blu-ray. Now you might be thinking, would they have tested this shark out before they began filming with him? They did.
The shark worked well enough for a while there, and introduced it all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
And there's a picture of the happy couple. That's director Steven Spielberg with a mechanical shark that he named Bruce. He named the shark after his lawyer. True story. On the right-hand side of the tram on the hill, you'll see a house that we call the Chicken Ranch, and you may recognize the Chicken Ranch from these TV shows and movies.
The best of the whorehouse in Texas. And on my side is the set from the film Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch.
And earlier I forgot to mention that ABC does film Desperate Housewives here at Universal Studios. That Wisteria Lane is here in our back lot. That's where we are right now. So if you're a fan of the show, have your cameras ready. We'll give you the VIP tour of the neighborhood. We'll start everything over on the left-hand side of the tram.
The first house on the driver's side became the sorority house in Animal House. John Belushi climbed up the ladder to take a peek at the pretty girls in the second window in Animal House. If you saw the movie Harvey, starring James Stewart, the second house in on the driver's side with the brick foundation is where he lived. And the third house in, the blue one with the white shutters, the doors open. That's 1313 Mockingbird Lane, home to the original Munsters.
The original Munster series, 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
On the set of Wisteria Lane, Desperate Housewives.
One of our first fatalities on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Connie Swale's house was pregnant.
10:15 a.m. We drove over to 9025 Pointel Street. From the sidewalk, we could look down a short driveway into the garage. It was empty.
Huh. These aren't like real, like these aren't brand new houses.
No, they're very old. This one's 60 years old, at least. And it's been moved. Yeah. This is the Beaver house.
Ah.
Before it was Mary Alice's house.
Leave It to Beaver. Starring Barbara Billingsley. Hugh Beaumont. Tony Dow. And Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
Oh, there we are.
Bree's house was the Providence house from the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And then Catherine's house was, I think it was Please Don't Eat the Daisies or Father's Knows Best or something.
Next door to the Munsters is a yellow and stone house. It's where Macaulay Culkin lives in Michael Jackson's new music video, Black or White. Previous owners were the Hardy Boys, Parker Stevenson, and Sean Cassidy.
We stopped worrying about Nancy. I'm not worried about her. She can take care of herself.
You guys see this pumpkin-colored house going by? That one is Eva Longoria's house. She plays Gabriella on the TV show, or Gabby for short. We'll keep everything over on the left-hand side of the tram to make it easier for you to take pictures coming up. You're going to see the yellow house passing by. That one is Terry Hatcher's house. She plays Susan. Next to that on the left, you'll see the greenhouse going by. That one is Felicity Huffman's. She plays Lynette.
So I want to show you what really the inside of my house looks like. Okay, we're on Wisteria Lane. So we go in the front door that we all know so well. Oh, look. There's no stairway. It gets really dark, but don't freak out, okay? Now I want you to keep going because actually I live with coyotes and raccoons. Come here. This is what the Scavos have been living with for 8 years. This is the back of our house.
The houses ended after Lynette's house, even though the road continued on. But we decided to expand Wisteria Lane between seasons 1 and 2 by adding the park that you see on your left-hand side and the 2 houses here at the end on your right-hand side.
Because taking a look from right here on either side, you kind of can't see where the street ends, right? You don't necessarily know that that's a loop. It could just be that it goes on. Same thing down this side. The street will curve, giving you the impression that the neighborhood continues. It's a large neighborhood, any residential area that could be your neighbors, could be your own homes on this street, as opposed to, well, there's a theme park like a few hundred yards away, right? The camera can't see it, so the audience will never know.
As you may have guessed, this area was Mayfield for the original Leave It to Beaver television series. It's a very useful area to us, simply by changing the name of the town on the front of these facades. This can be any town, USA. And I've talked about the Hardy Boys, so I have to mention Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew lived in the greenhouse with black and white trim on the windows.
Even though it's cloudy and cold today, you'll notice that the flowers here at Wisteria Lane look fantastic. There's a reason. They're plastic flowers, and that's one of the reasons we use plastic flowers on Wisteria Lane, because we never know when the weather will be here from one day to the next. Again, the houses here at Wisteria Lane, empty shells inside. We here at Universal Studios use Wisteria Lane, or Colonial Street as it was known before the Lanes moved in, for outdoor exterior shooting only, with one exception. Nicolette Sheridan's old house, or Vanessa Williams' new house, however you want to look at it, that pink house at the end of the loop, that's what they call a practical house. That means it's practically real. There are sets on the inside that can be filmed.
Finally, the light brown house is the House of Seven Gables, featured in the horror classic starring Vincent Price.
Mr. Price made his very first horror film for Universal called The Tower of London. When that film was completed, Mr. Price was so afraid of being typecast that he swore he would never make another horror film ever again. Yeah, right. At last count, Vincent Price has done nearly 100 horror films. So way to stick to your guns, Vince, all right.
You guys picked a beautiful day to come to Universal. You got the sea breeze kind of blowing and clear day. But let's imagine that you're all alone and you're driving, you're doing a cross-country thing, and you're terribly lost in these back roads on their backlot. And trees are falling over because it's storming, it's raining, and there's thunder and lightning. And it's like someone read your mind, because up here on the driver's side you see a flashing sign. It says 12 rooms, 12 vacancies, the Bates Motel. You figure, great, I'll stop off for the evening, regroup, and get a good start in the morning.
But there were 12 rooms and 12 vacancies. And it was run by a pretty strange sort of guy. His name was Norman Bates. That is the most memorable set still standing in Hollywood today.
Up here on the driver's side is probably the most infamous set from one of the most infamous films in motion picture history, Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller, Psycho.
The Psycho house is what we call a shell. We can shoot it from almost any angle on the outside, but on the inside, it's almost perfectly hollow. Alfred Hitchcock was not very fond of the initial results of Psycho. He was considering cutting that whole film down to a 1-hour episode of his weekly television series at the time.
And we're going to take you right up next to the Psycho house today, so have your cameras ready. Actually, if you want a real good view of the Psycho house, look off to my side of the tram as we make this turn, because there it is, exactly the way it appeared to Marion Crane when she first came here in 1960. Excellent picture-taking opportunity of the Psycho house.
Now over here on my side, you get a much better view of the Psycho house there on top of the Psycho hill. Surrounded there by the Psycho trees. There's the Psycho stairs leading up. That little dirt road there, that's the Psychopath. What?
Look at that window with the red curtain. Take a close look at that window as we pass around it. I think Mama Bates is up there today.
The red curtain.
You never know. And what you're looking at on my side of the tram is the Bates Motel. Bates Motel is also a shell, but it does have two exceptions. The office and cabin number 1 are what we call practical film sets. That means you can actually film scenes inside there. And they do film scenes inside there. Cabin number 1 is where Marion Crane took her fateful shower. Now that shower scene was one of the most intricate scenes ever filmed in Hollywood. It involved 7 days of filming, 70 different camera angles, only lasts 45 seconds in the motion picture.
It took 7 days to shoot this single 3-minute scene. And according to Hollywood legend, Mr. Hitchcock wanted to make certain that Janet Leigh's reaction was absolutely genuine. So in the final stages of filming, he replaced the warm water with ice-cold water. And her look of shock was truly chilling. Her performance, combined with chocolate syrup, which substituted for stage blood, were all the ingredients Hitchcock needed to create a truly terrifying and memorable scene. So, here it is, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, the scene that drove thousands to sponge baths. And just remember, as Hitch always loved to say, it's only a movie.
On your right-hand side are two of the most famous sets still standing in Hollywood. The legendary Bates Motel and Mother's House from Alfred Hitchcock's unforgettable classic Psychos. Starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. What's that guy doing?
Wait a minute. What's that guy carrying? Is that Norman? Norman Bates? Oh boy, everybody act natural. Bet we can get him to come over here and sign some autographs. Yeah, he's getting a pen. No, he's not. Bill, we've overstayed our welcome.
Excuse me? Hi, we didn't see anything. But listen, can you do us a favor? There's some guests from all over the world. Can you take a pen out of your pocket and sign some autographs for these folks? You guys, he's gonna get a pen, so you have something for him to sign. Oh, that's not a pen. That's not a pen. Okay, sorry. Love your movie. Say hi to your mom.
Hi. We're just doing a tour. We didn't know you'd be out here, so we're just gonna keep going. And oh, is that a knife? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's gonna get us out of here really fast, Norman. Norman had to wait a long time for King Kong, and they just don't want to be murdered today.
Oh, good, you all made it. Good, awesome. Now I can take you to one of the most spectacular sets ever created on our Universal lot.
As we get a little bit closer to the Psycho House, you might want to have your cameras ready and point them towards the second floor window on the front side of the house, because you never know when Mother might be around to greet her guests.
To prove that Mother Bates isn't off her rocker, she's just glued to it.
It's Mother. This is what we call part of the wilderness area of Universal Studios. Guess what we use it for? We use it for wilderness scenes. The large cabin with the green trim featured in the great outdoors.
This goes without saying, keep those cameras ready. Trust me, you're not going to believe what you're about to see.
That waterfall in the background over there is completely man-made, as are all the bodies of water here at Universal, and they are all filled with reclaimed water.
This is all that remains of the neighborhood that Tom Cruise hides out in the film. And yes, on the left-hand side of the tram, that is a real Boeing 747 that Paramount and DreamWorks Pictures destroyed for the making of this scene.
Now close.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
You see up the hill in front of us a little ways, you can see the backs of several facades. That is a small Pasadena neighborhood we built for the film Beethoven, starring Charles Grodin and Bonnie Hunt.
Now this is an actual Boeing 747. It's a real plane filmmakers bought for $60,000. Took it out to the desert, chopped it up into pieces, put it on trucks, and shipped it on up here to Universal Studios.
To sit down and talk about more of the world. I thought, what if the 747 was right in the
And we're going to use those sets again for the sequel coming up very soon, called Beethoven Second.
right, feel free to stand up and take some pictures now if you'd like.
And the houses you see further up the hill, those are real houses.
The plane you see is an actual retired 747. It was destroyed specifically for this set. Now, as we leave More Than Worlds and you look on your right in front of the tram, you'll see a log cabin that you might recognize from The Great Outdoors. And if you look beyond the cabin, you will see Falls Lake. All we have to do is paint the backdrop you see with the sky or clouds, fill the trench below with water. It can be any lake or ocean scene we want.
Over here on my side is the world's largest freestanding backdrop, built for our 4th Jaws film, Jaws: The Revenge. This time, it's personal.
No, it's too late, Hoagie. He's gonna come forward. Give me a hard part. Right. Hey, stop!
3D failed to save the series the last time out. This time an idiotic script sinks the whole show. The premise, Ellen Brody is a widow. Roy Scheider's character has died, meaning Scheider has enough sense to know when to stop bilking the public. And his wife in the film is convinced that a great white shark has a grudge against her family. Now you can just hear those sharks talking. I'm going to get me a Brody if it's the last thing I do.
No, the mother gets on a plane in Long Island, New York to get away from the shark. Flies to the Bahamas. Are you with me here? An ideal place to avoid a fish. Small island surrounded by water. When she gets there, guess what? Not only has the shark discovered that they have travel plans to go to the Bahamas, but to boot, he has beat the jet to the Bahamas. They land, there he is, couple of beers, Ray-Bans, and you're going, but wait a minute, that was a jet. Wouldn't a jet be faster than the shark? And they go, well, ordinarily, but again, this is stupid. You see, in a stupid movie, shark is the fastest transportation available.
Most of that film was shot on location in the Bahamas, but for the shark attack scenes, we needed a little bit more control of the environment, so we filmed that in the lake here in front of the backdrop.
Well, Michael Caine was the star of that film, and he was a blonde actor, and every time he would jump out of that pool after filming a scene, his hair would be dyed that specific blue as well.
Here in Hollywood, it is very easy to go from sea level to 12,000 feet in elevation just by turning the corner. A little chilly. Blair, are we going to stop and put on the snow chains? No? Okay, you're the driver. You seem to know best. All right. Folks, we're going to take the shortcut, I guess. Now, this tunnel can be a little bit treacherous, but we should be fine as long as the danger sign on my side isn't flashing.
Just take us home the back way. Open mine shaft. Boy, that sounds really smart. The smoke is probably just cigar smoke. They're very trendy in LA right now. Maybe it's Madonna in here having a stogie. Uh-oh. I was wrong again, folks. We're headed down the shaft of a live volcano.
Well, I say since it's such a chill here, hold on, stay seated. We're going in to the mummy's tomb. It's gonna be dark. All right, let me look up ahead. See what we got in the tunnel. Oh, there's something moving up ahead on the right.
Hey, Roy. We're cool to go in now? No, I don't think we're supposed to be going in here, so.
Well, we're going to chance it, folks. This ice tunnel has been known to cause avalanches of the slightest sound, so maybe if we're all really quiet, we might make it through here okay. So everybody, shh, really quiet.
You can't take the tunnel road. Danger sign's flashing. It's okay? Maybe it's just on the blink, huh? Blink, get it? Because it's... All right, never mind.
Folks, let's be very, very quiet because we don't want to accidentally start an avalanche, 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 avalanche.
That was good. What was that? Hold on.
Voices down. Try not to cough or sneeze or breathe or think or anything like that. Like actually even go off the microphone for a while because there are 6 speakers in every tram and there are 4 trams with 24 speakers.
If we have an avalanche, you have to blame it on the folks in the front car.
Guess who didn't make it, folks? We started an avalanche. Oh boy. Well, you know, if this makes you feel dizzy for any reason, tough luck, because we are going to spin it the other way as well to make you feel twice as dizzy. There you go. Yeah, if this really starts to bother you, just close your eyes.
If it makes you dizzy, just close your eyes. No, not you, Jake.
I do not understand a word he's saying. It sounds like a curse.
Close your eyes, click your heels 3 times, and repeat after me, there is no place like home.
Get dizzy, remember to close your eyes and try not to think about your breakfast.
Hey, now you know how your socks feel when they're in the dryer.
Well, let me explain that. That's what we call an optical illusion, which means we're not moving.
I guess we weren't falling.
Another narrow escape. And we barely got out of that one.
Congratulations. You just survived the curse of the mummy's tomb.
Please don't feel bad if it got to you. It gets to me 5, 6, 7 times a day backwards, and I have to watch 175 people try not to lose their lunch.
Yes. Now the very last shot, by the way, of a production is called the Martini Shot. This is your Martini Shot of the studio tour. Bam! Beautiful panoramic, majestic view of the San Fernando Valley.
On my side is your final view of the backlot and the surrounding San Fernando Valley. We're heading home. And speaking of heading home, you're getting the very same view that E.T. got when he was first stranded here on Earth. The scene where E.T. in the beginning looks through the bushes down on the small nighttime community was filmed on this concrete slab on my side. Currently in production here at Universal Studios is Child's Play 3, Chucky's Back, for the third and final time this summer to scare you guys. In about 1 week, Hollywood's most anticipated project of the season is about to be released to you guys, a film called Backdraft. It's from director Ron Howard. Ronnie Howard, Opie.
If we have any Batman fans out there in the distance, you see those tan buildings. That is Warner Brothers Motion Pictures, the headquarters of Batmania. You can see the Batman logo still painted on the side of Warner Brothers. Now, of course, they are planning Batman 2. There's a lot of talk about this right now. We know they're talking to Danny DeVito from Twins to see if he'll play the Penguin. They're also talking to Michael J. Fox to see if he'll play Robin, but none of that is official right now. But as you know, Hollywood is kind of fond of sequels, and there are quite a few sequels that are going to be hitting your theaters next summer.
If you want to get a great picture of the entire backlot that we just took you through, down below on my side as we come over the hill is about 425 of the most magical acres in California, our backlot. It all began 75 years ago in 1915 as a chicken ranch. Our founder, Carl Lindley, risked everything he had to turn his tiny chicken ranch down there into a tiny movie studio. Wise move. Today lies the world's biggest and busiest motion picture and television studio, Universal. On my side, you'll see the black van with the red trim used in one of our hit TV shows called The A-Team, starring George Papard and Mr. T. That's the one Mr. T drove. And on the driver's side, above the door, you'll see a sign that says Artist Entrance. That's home to the world-famous amphitheater, where all the stars come and go to perform here. The amphitheater was built in 1972 as the largest open-air auditorium in the entire world. It was closed in 1982. We built a roof on top. Still didn't stop all the stars from coming. It's been the home to everybody from Madonna, Michael Jackson, Elton John.
Well, we was having so much fun. I didn't know it was 1:30. I turned around to have one more. I looked at the clock and it was 1:30. I said, hey, bartender, hey man, look here.
The Pope has even been here on his tour of America a couple of years ago. Also, a giant spaceship has just landed blocking half the road.
You are now prisoners. Do not attempt to escape. We'll follow you immediately or we will
gotta be kidding me. We're in the middle of a tour. Lori, just go around behind. We'll be able to go behind. Well, I guess I was wrong. These are not actors. These are real space aliens. And they've got a very big gun. Now, we have no choice here. We are being forced inside their spaceship. Now, I have to be honest with you guys. This has never happened to us before on the tour. We've never been kidnapped by space aliens, but I guess there is a first time for everything. You know, since I'm your tour guide, it's my job to get us out of here in one piece. So I guess I'm going to have to talk to their leader. Maybe I can negotiate with him. Let's give it a shot. Hi, how you doing today? My name's John. I'm from the planet Earth. Where are you guys from?
Hi, I'm the Imperious Legion.
Okay.
And you are now on the mine.
I'm sorry, but we have to give a tour here.
You will be vaporized in 30 seconds.
Vaporized?
Centurion, activate the death beam.
Death beams? That doesn't sound too good. Gary, can we get out of here right away, please?
Silence. Escape is impossible.
Unauthorized entry.
Who dares defy the Imperious leader?
Captain Apollo. Origin. Battlestar Galactica.
Captain Apollo. Terminate him and destroy the human.
In the name of the Federation, I demand the release of the human.
Apollo, you will not leave this ship alive. Annihilate him.
Well, thanks a lot, Captain Apollo. We owe you one. Gary, let's get out of here. Hey, we'll see about that. I think we're going to see you later, Mr. Alien.
Inspired by the TV show Battlestar Galactica, starring Blake Lauren Green.
Okay. That's enough excitement for one day. I think it's time to wrap up the tour. Jimmy, please take it away.
I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour, you guys. How about
Roy!
And
Aaliyah!
weren't they the best?
Yeah!
Hey, before we go, I'd like to sing you a little song I made up. I was just 5 years old. It's called Tramcasting. We had a real good time together. Now the ride is done. We saw some crazy cool stuff, and we had a lot of fun. This tram has made its final stop. But don't be sad and blue, 'cause there's still one more thing that I'd like to say to you. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic night. Watch your step as you exit the tram, and everything will be alright.
Alright. On behalf of everyone here at NBC Universal, I hope you enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood access. Look back at 100 years of moments and memories here. On behalf of our driver Roy, myself, Aaliyah, everyone at Universal, I hope you guys had fun on the tour today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. I'll go say hello to Marilyn on your way out. How very nice. Alright everybody, thank you so much. Thanks for all of your patience, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Now baby, listen baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Well,
don't you come back no more.
What you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand you.
Don't you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
Don't you come back
Oh, now, baby, please.
Don't you come back no more.
What you trying to do to me?